Now what we will do is, in the second diagram we will show various cross connections. So for the cross connections, please come on this side. We will draw here on this side. We go with the, first we'll draw these two veins, and here we are drawing this right and left vitelline veins. So we'll give some color inside the right and the left vitelline vein. Then we'll draw the umbilical vein. So let us draw these two umbilical veins. And here also we will give some color to the umbilical veins. And then we'll draw here also this umbilical vein. Here also we'll give some color inside. Now in the middle we need to show the gut tube. So this will be the gut tube. Now we need to show the septum transversum. So therefore, that is the lever. We will show the lever at this place. Approximately we will show at this place the lever. Here. Therefore, now infrahepatic, so it is lying below. What will happen? We need to show three anastomosis. The first anastomosis, I will first extend this down so we can utilize maximum space here. These two vitelline veins, I will extend it down so we can utilize the maximum space. And the first anastomosis will be caudal most. See here, this is the caudal most anastomosis. And here we show this anastomosis, which is known as the caudal ventral anastomosis, because it is lying ventral to duodenum or ventral to the gut tube, foregut. In the middle segment, see here, this anastomosis is middle, but it will be dorsal anastomosis. And why it is called dorsal anastomosis? Because it is lying posterior to this gut tube. So therefore, now if I darken this gut tube, if I put some color here in the gut tube, this will highlight which segment is lying posterior and which segment is lying anterior. Third anastomosis. Here I will show this third anastomosis, cephalic, and this cephalic anastomosis will be ventral. So ventral cephalic anastomosis. Three anastomosis between right and left vitelline vein. Cephalic and caudal ventral anastomosis and middle dorsal anastomosis. Please note down. So we have to note down cephalic and caudal ventral anastomosis between the two right and left vitelline vein, and the middle dorsal anastomosis which will lie dorsal to the foregut tube. Then what will happen? Then at this time there will be opening up of splenic vein here in the middle anastomosis, and this middle anastomosis is dorsal anastomosis. So there will be opening of splenic vein. Simply I will show here splenic vein which is coming transversely, and it will open here. So this is the splenic vein. Here naming is very important, so here we will name it as splenic vein. Here we should name this anastomosis as the middle dorsal anastomosis. Very important naming. Here we will name this anastomosis as cephalic ventral anastomosis, and here we should name this anastomosis as the caudal ventral anastomosis. So here in this way we have to name. Here we will mention this as the right vitelline vein. Please note down, right vitelline vein, and also this is important. This we will mention it as the left vitelline vein, and we will mention this as the left umbilical vein, and we will mention here as this segment will mention it as the right umbilical vein. Now, splenic vein is opening where? In the middle anastomosis. Now what will happen? There will be disappearance of certain segments. We are discussing only infrahepatic part of the vitelline vein. Which segments will disappear? First segment to disappear will be the right umbilical vein. The entire right umbilical vein will disappear. So therefore now, after this diagram, I can show that this right umbilical vein, I can show that it will disappear. So therefore, only few remnants I can show. So this vein has totally disappeared, right umbilical vein. It will persist in the form of dotted line. Which vein will persist? Left umbilical vein. Now here also, second change, left umbilical vein, upper segment will disappear. So where will the left umbilical vein open? Now the left umbilical vein, as the upper segment will also disappear, it will open in the left vitelline vein. So therefore, where it will open in the left vitelline vein? At the level of cephalic ventral anastomosis. So here we show that this umbilical vein will open at the level of cephalic ventral anastomosis. Please note down this change. Therefore, right umbilical vein will disappear, the left umbilical vein in the upper part will disappear, and the left umbilical vein will now drain the entire blood coming from the placenta into the left vitelline vein at the level of cephalic transverse anastomosis, cephalic ventral anastomosis. Splenic vein, where is it opening? The splenic vein has developed and it will open into the middle dorsal anastomosis. Now there will be disappearance of vitelline veins. Which segment of vitelline veins? That also we have to note down and we have to remember. Now, why these vitelline veins will disappear? These vitelline veins, certain segments which I am going to show that will disappear is because of the rotation of, now at this stage there will be rotation of this stomach and duodenum. If you have recollection, if you recollect those development of the stomach and duodenum, the duodenal loop will fall on the right side during the development of duodenum, and also the stomach initially. The entire stomach will also rotate. So because of the rotation of stomach and duodenum, what will happen will be, there will be disappearance of right vitelline vein. So which segment of the right vitelline vein? Pay your attention here. The right vitelline vein, which is present between the caudal and middle anastomosis. So this will disappear. So here I will just show as dotted line. This vitelline vein has disappeared. Second will be, there will be disappearance of left vitelline vein. Left vitelline vein will disappear from which two regions? In between cephalic and middle anastomosis. So between the cephalic transverse and middle transverse anastomosis, the left vitelline vein will disappear. So I will just leave a small dotted line. Clear? Absolutely clear? Now whatever we are left with will be, please note down now, as this segment of the loop will rotate on the right side, it becomes duodenal loop. Therefore, now understand this, right vitelline vein which is lying below the caudal anastomosis, the entire caudal transverse anastomosis plus the portion of left vitelline vein below the transverse anastomosis, these three portions will be converted into, now these three portions is converted into, I will write down where I have space, I will write down here, superior mesenteric vein. The formation, see here, superior mesenteric vein. This is how the entire superior mesenteric vein will form. This is the right vitelline vein, this is the caudal anastomosis, and this is the left vitelline vein. So here we show this entire segment of superior mesenteric vein. Now what about the duodenal loop? The entire duodenal loop is, see here, this entire duodenal loop will be falling like this, and this this is how it will be lying. So therefore, this superior mesenteric artery will cross the third part of the duodenum from anterior side. This is how the rotation of duodenum has taken place. And our superior mesenteric artery has developed from the caudal ventral anastomosis, ventral to the duodenum. And therefore that duodenum which is lying just posterior to this anastomosis will form the third part of duodenum, from which the superior mesenteric artery will cross anteriorly. This is the development of superior mesenteric artery. Now, here, middle anastomosis. Now that middle anastomosis, see here, that middle anastomosis, I show it like this. And this middle anastomosis, which was lying dorsal, it is lying where? Just dorsal to the duodenum. So therefore, here the duodenum will be, this gut tube will be crossing from the front, and therefore now if you concentrate only on the middle ventral, middle dorsal anastomosis, there will be opening of splenic vein. This vein is coming, which is known as splenic vein, and therefore if we write here the splenic vein, the portal vein is developed. Now this will be the portal vein, the stem of portal vein. The stem of portal vein will develop from, number one, middle dorsal anastomosis plus, here we continue upwards. If we continue upwards here, this will be the right vitelline vein. Which portion of the right vitelline vein? See here, the portion of right vitelline vein which is lying between the cephalic and middle anastomosis. So therefore, 1 and 2, the middle anastomosis plus this right vitelline vein will develop into stem of portal vein. So if we come over here, this is the middle anastomosis plus right vitelline vein which is lying between the cephalic and middle anastomosis. These two portions will develop into the stem of portal vein. This is asked in one mark question answer and in Viva also. This will form the stem of portal vein. And then we come to the two branches of portal vein. What are those two branches? Here we come across to the cephalic anastomosis. See here, this cephalic anastomosis which is joining the right and the left vitelline vein, this cephalic anastomosis, and it will travel above. So therefore, now the entire cephalic anastomosis, part 1 and the left vitelline vein which is lying above the cephalic anastomosis will develop into left branch of portal vein. This is also asked in one mark question answer. Why left branch of portal vein is longer than right branch? That is because of, please come on this side, same explanation. The left branch of portal vein will develop from the cephalic ventral anastomosis plus the left vitelline vein. So therefore, because it develops from the cephalic ventral anastomosis and the left vitelline vein which is lying above it, this left branch of portal vein is longer than the right branch. Please come on this side. So therefore, the right branch of portal vein will develop from the right vitelline vein which is lying just cephalic to the cephalic anastomosis. So this will be the right branch of portal vein, and here this too will be the left branch of portal vein. Here we finish our which segment? Infrahepatic part of the development of portal vein. See here, we have finished the entire portal vein, superior mesenteric vein, splenic vein, the stem of portal vein, right branch of portal vein, and the left branch of portal vein. Here we finished the infrahepatic part of the development of portal vein. Now coming up in the next segment is the intrahepatic portion of portal vein.